Hey guys, this is Mark with AdultAspergersChat.com, and today I have a message for people on the autism spectrum. And I wanted to let you know that you have this little voice in your head, we'll call it your inner critic, that has been operating from a very young age, that kind of operates in the background, maybe even at an unconscious level. And this little inner critic of yours may be saying things like, you're not good enough, you've never measured up, you should feel guilty for how you treat other people, especially your neurotypical spouse. You have things to be ashamed of. You should try harder. You can do better. All of these things. So if you have this inner critic, which I'm sure you do, it's this little tiny voice that tells you that nothing you do is good enough. Doesn't matter what you say or do, it's never going to measure up. So I would like for you to think with me here for a few minutes and try to recall over the last 24 hours or so where this voice has told you that what you're doing or who you are falls short. So reflect right now, if you would, some of the inner critic statements that come up for you, your inner dialogue. And as these thoughts come up, they're probably going to feel uncomfortable, and it's going to be natural to want to shut them out. But we don't want to shut them out now. We want to welcome them in so we can look at them, because then and only then can we dissipate those thoughts. Have to turn around and look at them. And I want you to know that this inner critic, these statements that come up, they're just opinions. And to get through them, you have to approach them. You have to bring them closer and look at them with curiosity. So ask your inner critic what its intentions are. What is its motivation? Is it trying to punish you? Is it trying to push you to do better? Is it trying to make you feel guilty or ashamed? Once you receive an answer, you can thank your inner critic for taking the time to share its thoughts and then gently dismiss it, allowing your inner critic to sink back into the unconscious again, leaving you alone in your space, free from the burden of your inner critic's opinions and ready to explore your own true thoughts and feelings. So now I'd like for you to ask yourself whether you believe these opinions to be true, or is it possible that your inner critic is mistaken and only speaks out of a sense of shame and guilt and low self-esteem, which is not your true self. I would like for you to imagine for a moment who you would be if you were free from these negative thoughts and negative self-assessments. How would you show up in the world if you knew your inner critic's opinions to be false? If you believed that you are indeed enough, you're good enough, you're as good as any other person that has ever walked the face of the planet. You know that in the deepest recesses of your heart. So now I want you to ask yourself whether you can see a good reason to continue believing your inner critic's opinions, or whether you can see any better reasons to drop them. Take a moment to imagine a new relationship with your inner critic, a relationship where these destructive thoughts and negative emotions can simply pass you by, not sticking around, not wedging themselves in your body or in your mind, not showing up as physical or emotional pain, just a passing, fleeting opinion, only as important as the attention you give it.